this high, because we have those sheets.
Oh, no. The one that we have, if you get the
You got the bigger.
well, I think the $2,400, $2,300 one, it's about that thick. If you go on the website, it'll actually show the diameters of the measurements and everything of it.
Yeah, we have, because we got king size, so everything costs more, and all the, we have the regular sheets and stuff.
Right. No, we have regular sheets too, but we also we always had like a pillow top mattress. And so,
we've always had those too.
So those if those sheets fit on that mattress, it should fit.
But if we get the one that's 1,300, then they're gonna have a problem with that. That's
do what you want, Dan. You're gonna do it anyways.
That was it's a question. So.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Get the show started. Here we go. Oh, I don't want to hear this.
Do you need to shut the AC off?
Thank you, Dan. I need to.
And the lawnmower?
No, thank God everyone mowed their lawn before this rain came in, so we're good. Okay, you ready?
I mowed the tough lawn yesterday. That sucked.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, what is the Grace Kelly Challenge? And a subway attacker loses her job, and COVID made me do it. And what's next for Bud Light? All this and much, much more will be discussed here on DeaconLive. How are you? How are things? How are things going? Are you doing okay? I hope you're doing okay. We got a little bit of rain here in the North Carolina. For those of you who don't know where we broadcast from, we broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. Over to my far right-hand side is IT Dan.
Good afternoon, listeners.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm refreshed. I had a vacation. My wife and I went to the Black Mountains.
So we're a day late doing the podcast because Dan had to take a vacation and he had to get away from this little town that we live in here. And you went to the Black Hills Mountain?
No, the Black Mountains in North Carolina.
Okay.
About 3 hours away from our house, up in the mountains.
Now, where'd you stay? Did you stay at a Holiday Inn or Motel 6 or something?
No, we actually rented a cabin in 2018. My wife found this cabin. She loved the picture of the little place. She goes, I'd love to go there sometime.
Now, where did she see this picture at? In like a magazine or she...
Yes, well, on Google, she was poking around, and it was actually for rental on VRBO.
Okay.
And I looked at it, and I had a dormer on the front of this little cabin, and I was building my workshop then. Mm-hmm. And I said, that would break up my roof if I put a little dormer. I made mine totally designed differently, but I got an idea to put a dormer on my workshop from that. So this
I call them dog houses. Is that the same thing?
Dog house is usually where you come out from a basement. You'll have a dog house on the ground. The dormer's on the roof.
Okay.
But you can call it a dog house. It's what's great about this country.
Uh-huh.
So we were curious about what that cabin would look like. So we rented the cabin. It was with all the fees and everything. Ended up being like $288 for a night.
For one night.
One night.
$288.
Yes, we did.
And how many nights did you stay there?
We stayed there one night.
No, see, $288 for one night, and you said you went on vacation, Dan?
Yeah.
How many letters are in the word vacation?
How
many letters are in the... Vacation itself has 8 letters.
Yeah.
In order to qualify to be a vacation, you need to have 1 day off for every letter in the vacation. You, Dan, you just took a va.
Yeah.
That's all you did.
That's how we
you
did.
just took a va.
Yeah, we took a VA. And we were going to go for 3 days, and then we just we went up there, and it was nice. We had some different things. I had a meatloaf sandwich, panini that had grilled onions and mozzarella, which tasted real. It was excellent. But the problem was that we lived in Vermont for 12 years.
So you're spoiled.
And we lived on top of a mountain.
So you're spoiled.
Yes, I'm spoiled. And when I look, I could stand in my front yard, look out the window, and see 7 or 8 mountain ranges. I could see Mount Washington, and I was up high enough I would look down and see the tips of the mountains, and they all changed colors. And
So you're in the Black Mountains
Yeah,
on Va,
Yeah.
and you're looking at these mountains, you're like going, Psh,
yeah,
nothing on Vermont.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, and it's you could look up, and you were in the valley, and you could look up and see the mountains, but you weren't up top. You didn't have the long range views that we saw, and it's kind of like when I was in Vermont. It was like seeing Elvis in concert in his prime, and this is like seeing Elvis when he's 42 years old and
Fat and bloated.
Yeah,
and-
and he comes out and his stretch, his suit is all stretched out, and it was.
So you said you were going for 3 days, but yet you called me yesterday. You're like going, "Hey, I'm back home." I'm like going, "Dan, I thought you were staying for 3 days."
Yeah,
you came back early.
We pretty much saw everything we wanted to see. We stayed in the Black Mountains, and we went.
Now, normally, you go to Louisiana to see the atmosphere. You want the Cajun experience. You want to try their food. The local food that's there. You got the gumbo and the jambalaya and all that stuff, and then other places you go to see stuff, like you go to the Dakotas to see the Mount Rushmore, or you go to the Grand Canyon. So you went to the Black Mountains to do...
Well, with one thing, to stay in the cabin, and we actually had a great time in the cabin.
How many square feet is this cabin, Dan?
Oh,
I'm sorry, not to interrupt you, but when you say cabin, I think screen doors, like... I'm in the Boy Scouts, and there's, the mosquitoes are getting in. I'm smacking them. I got to sleep with a net over my bed.
I think if you think tiny house, that's what
Okay, that would be better.
That would be better. And I mean, it had a nice little porch on it. It was in the woman's backyard, and she actually built this house.
So you can open up the back door, and she's in her day robe frying eggs in the kitchen. You can see into her house.
Well, between the guest house and her house, there was probably about 70 feet where she had gardens. She had all beautiful little gardens.
So she had it separated a little bit.
Yeah, it was separated. You had a fire pit in the middle of it with stones all around. It was decorated very nice. And
how big? How many square feet was the cabin or the tiny house?
21 by 14 with a second story. So
do the math on that.
Yeah. It was probably about 600 square feet. It was small.
So did you and Kathy, were you able to get around? I mean, with 400
we
square
coexisted,
feet?
yes. It was fine. We got there was enough space. If you had to live there and you wanted your computers and TV and stuff, then you'd have a bit of a problem. But it was a nice little place to visit. And then we talked to the lady, and she said she had built that for her granddaughters to come and visit. Mm-hmm. And the idea was that they got it from the Katrina houses. When Katrina came in 2005 and FEMA was building new houses, someone came up with the idea, if they make the house a 2-story house, they can make a smaller footprint, which means less concrete for the foundation and cost about the same amount of money, and they're cute little houses. And that's where she got the plans from, and her friend's nephew built it, did a beautiful job on it.
So it's like a package deal. Like you can buy, I've seen Amazon where you can buy these houses on Amazon, like it's a kit, and you put it together. It might take 30 days to put it together, but you buy, and they're like $12,000. I've seen them.
Yeah, this was $17,000. These kits.
Okay,
but I don't know exactly what she paid doing it. But
now I guess I was going to say the kits aren't finished. It's just walls. And
where we were, it was all finished and done. So
well, yeah.
I don't know about the kit. I don't know. I'd have to see what they include in it.
Because I've seen the things at like Home Depot or Lowe's. They've got that big old barn that's out in the middle of the thing. It says $12,000, and and built on property. I'm like going, well, shoot, that's what we were going to do here before my father-in-law, her dad passed away. Yeah. We had the 1 acre in the back that we were clearing out. We had almost a slab getting ready to go in, had everything marked out and the stumps all out, and unfortunately passed away. But that's what we were going to do. So you stayed in a tiny house and you had a good time.
Yeah, it was very nice. We slept good. It was nice, air conditioned. It was. I sat on the porch for a while.
No bug screens or anything like that.
No bug screens. I'll send you a picture of it so you can check it out. But the cabin was a nice part of it.
Now, did you tour the town? I mean, how was the town? I mean, I know Asheville is kind of like that eclectic type, kind of hippie, like, hey man, relax, we're all friends and neighbors here. Yeah. Did you see a lot of those guys there, Dan?
Yeah, there weren't any people driving around with the pickup trucks with the Trump flag.
Harry Pitts.
Yeah. It was more, I'd say more liberal people up there.
Did you buy anything while you were there? I mean, like a little tchotchke or something?
No, when we were up there, my wife stopped at 4 Goodwill stores. And she picked up some clothes and some sweaters and things.
So you drove all the way. Let me get this straight now. This is your vacation that you, well, it's not a vacation. It's a VA, because you only stayed for a day and a half, not even 20 hours. And you drove there and you had a meatloaf, onion sandwich, and you went to 4 Goodwills.
Yep. And we went for Greek food, and we stopped at Louise's Kitchen for breakfast, and it was set out on a porch, which was nice. The breakfast was good.
What'd you have for breakfast? Not to dive too much into your personal life, Dan. I mean, it's a lot on the table now.
Same thing I always have, 2 eggs overnight with but I did have bacon. I usually don't have in Texas toast and home
fancy
fries.
vacation
And
breakfast.
Spicy home fries.
I thought you don't like spicy food, though.
Well, a little spicy. When you order home fries and they're spicy, you don't say, "Okay, can you take these back and wash them off?"
Rinse them down a little bit.
So they were okay, and we did go to Asheville, and we stayed. When Asheville.
What'd you go to Asheville for?
Just to ride around, because it was the only place left.
Okay, well, good.
And we drove around. It's a lot of traffic. It's busy. It was bumper to bumper almost everywhere.
It's a small town, so you put 15 cars on the road, and places, it's a gridlock.
Yeah, it was. No, it was. I'm not sure what the population is, but I'm going to have to look.
All right. Well, while you look, Dan, welcome back. We missed you. Not that we were off any days. We just postponed the podcast for one more day until
the whole world stopped for a day. That's what happened.
They did, and so. Stick around, guys. We're going to jump into the show. We're going to talk a little bit more about Dan. Don't forget, at the bottom of the hour, we have Up to Speed with Technology with IT Dan, and I have some internet problems. I signed up for some stuff, Dan. I want to walk you through my trials and tribulations that I'm trying to deal with my internet company and what's going on and all that stuff.
And I'll pretend to care.
Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. All right, guys, everyone watching this on YouTube, Twitch, and our Facebook fan page, thank you very much. Give us a minute. We're going to have the rest of the video up on the Deacon Live section of the Prophet Radio website. And the way you find that is, excuse me, go over to prophetradio.com. And while you're there, get yourself some free swag. And we'd like to hear from you. There's a little bar at the bottom that says Be Heard. Click on that. It sends us a voice message right to our inbox, and we'll play it on the very next podcast. If you get it in soon enough, I'll play it on this one.